Hey everybody, it's Jesse, and today we're going to continue right where we left off yesterday. So I had to work on some other stuff, and I had to fix one problem with the project that we had worked on previously. It had to do with the JW player video, but I kind of fixed it. It's basically a workaround, but I'm done with that, and I'm ready to start on this project. Yesterday we made some decisions about it, and we're going to use Material UI as the framework, and we use Create React App to get everything started. So today we're just going to go through and try to build our layout with Material UI. I've never used it before. I'm familiar with material design, but I'm not familiar with Material UI specifically. So this is kind of going to be a trial and error learning session today, where you're just going to go through and see how things work. If you're watching on Instagram, this is the view of me coding. So if you want to see the code, check it out on the freeCodeCamp YouTube channel. You can watch it live now, or if you're seeing the recording later on, this will be the title of the video is React Project Day 2, Learning Material UI, and that's on the Live Coding with Jesse playlist on the freeCodeCamp channel. Alright, so let me take a look at the live chat, say hello to everyone. Alright, hey everyone. Cool, I see some familiar faces and some new people, so if you're new, welcome. And don't be afraid to ask questions, give advice, definitely open to all that. If you are new, this is not really a tutorial, this is just me doing my everyday work. So there are going to be mistakes, it's not rehearsed beforehand. So I guess that's it can be good at times because we try to work through the mistakes. So eventually we usually figure out the right way to do things. Let me know. Yesterday we had some issues where my phone was giving interference with my microphone. So let me know if that happens again, and I can move it. So right now I'm trying to manage the phone streaming at the same time as the YouTube streaming. So if it's too much, I can just cut the phone stream, because I don't have nearly as many people watch the phone stream. Alright, so just go in the live chat real quick. See everyone. Wow, Taylor says it's nighttime. It's 2 a.m. Wow, Taylor, where are you at right now? That it's 2 a.m. already. Alessandra put the little parentheses in the fire. It looks like the freeCodeCamp logo. That's really cool. Let's see. White Lightning says, "Hey Jesse, big fan of material design, so I'm interested in how you tackle material UI." Cool. Yeah, I really like material design as well. So I'm really hoping Material UI turns out to be awesome, because I'd love to use it. Let's see. Okay, I think we can get started. Oshan says, "Jesse, I've had some problems with the previous React project." Okay, let me know. Oshan, send me a message on Twitter. And let me know what issues you're having, or you can open up an issue on the GitHub repo for that project. So I'd like to know what's going on with that, and see if we can get those problems fixed. Evo says 8 p.m. here in the Netherlands, so perfect time for a live stream. Cool, that's cool. I don't really worry that much about what time I stream, because people are watching from everywhere, so it doesn't really matter what time I stream. It's going to be different time for everyone. So it would be cool to do it, maybe some morning streams my time, just to give people a chance to watch it who maybe can never watch it. Wow, 11:30 p.m. in India. Alan from Michigan's here. Hey, how's it going? I have heard of React MD. I have not used it though. Kevin says, how are you? Not bad. I'm pretty tired. Got up really early with the baby this morning. So definitely running on some caffeine. I had a double espresso this morning, and right now I'm drinking some G Fuel. It's like an energy drink. So hopefully I can do a good job in this stream. I usually get pretty pumped up when I'm doing the stream, and I don't feel quite as tired. Unless it's like a 3-hour stream, then I start to feel it. Alright, so I'm going to get started. I'll come back periodically and check out the live chat and try to answer the questions. I've been having a lot of people ask a lot of questions in the live chat, so let me know what you all think, but I've been thinking about maybe having some sort of moderator in the chat. Not really to like tell people what to do, but just to keep track of when people ask questions. So there's some questions that I probably don't need to answer, like when people ask about like what editor I'm using or what the theme is and things like that. There are basic questions. When people come in and say like, hey, what are you working on? Which those are valid questions, you know, especially if you're new, but everybody else in the live chat could answer those just as well as I could. So those kind of questions, it'd be cool to have the moderator basically categorize the questions between ones that have a simple answer that could just be handled in live chat and the ones that I probably should answer. And then, you know, when it's time for me to go back to the live chat to answer questions, then I'd be able to see those somehow. So I'm not sure exactly how it'll work out. Maybe there's already something developed to handle stuff like that. And if you all know about a good way to handle that, let me know. And if anybody's interested in kind of being a moderator, let me know as well. I would just say if you are going to be a moderator, make sure you're somebody who doesn't have a bad temper and is very patient, because I like to keep everything really positive no matter what people are saying. So I don't want anybody getting upset at the people in the live chat. I don't consider any question to be, like too much of a noob question or anything. So anyway, so I'm going to give it some thought, and if you all want to give it some thought and let me know, maybe I'll do that. We'll see. Yesterday was a crazy day. We had just a lot of people in the chat. Today is still above average, but not quite as crazy. So maybe I won't need it. We'll see. For right now, I'm going to start up my Pomodoro timer and try to get into our first coding session. Oh, one more thing. This is not an endorsement, just a helpful FYI. Udacity is having, I think, like a 50% off sale right now on their courses. So if you were thinking about doing a course from Udacity, now would probably be a good time to sign up, because they're, that's a pretty big discount for their courses. So unfortunately, I already signed up for my course about a month ago, so I won't get the discount. But I think some of you in the chat had mentioned that you were interested in doing some of the courses, like the React course or anything. So it's a good deal right now. All right, so as you can see, I did nothing with this project since yesterday. I didn't even have time to set this up. So I don't even have a link to this yet, because right now there's nothing in there. So I'm not going to worry about the Trello board. I'll kind of have to go back and fill in what we've done. I am keeping track of the time that I've put into this on a separate spreadsheet on my other screen. So I'm going to know how much time I put into things. I'll just have to fill out the Trello board later on. All right, so let's get our code up here. Let me get things organized how we normally have it. Let's see. I think I probably want to do kind of a side-by-side. So let's minimize that, and yeah, this should work. I probably don't need two places right now. We can get rid of that, and let's get rid of this side. There we go. That'll give us plenty of space. Increase the font a bit. Let me know if that font is too small. I mean, I probably won't look at the chat for a little while, but if I see it, I'll make it a bit bigger. Okay. So one thing I noticed yesterday but I didn't do anything about is that this doesn't do anything, and it seems like it should, right? So let's see what's going on here. I think this is probably one of those things where that that kind of extra click thing that we had talked about yesterday. See, I don't need that. Let's go to the setup and see what they were saying about. Okay, so this tap event plugin. This is probably what we need to make that work. So let's bring that in. Wow, these semicolons are freaking me out a little bit. On the last project, I got used to not using the semicolons, and now they're there, and I can't take it. They just look... I'm just going to take them out right now. They're really bothering me. Alright, did we get them all? No, one more. Alright, cool. No semicolons. I think at some point we're going to have to eject Create React App and do some stuff with it, because I'd love to have the automatic formatting like we had with our other project. Alright, so is this... I just want to see if I have to actually install this or if it comes with... It looks like I have to install it, so I mean it's worth a shot to see if it comes with it first, but yeah, no, it's So I'm wondering, at least this is not really descriptive in terms of, ought I to put this inside of component did mount? I mean, would that be, maybe I'll look at, these docs might be a bit better. Oh, okay, so it's saying just initialize it right there. Okay. Alright, let's try it out. Like I said, I might have to install this. It didn't say on these instructions, so there's, I guess, a possibility that it'll just work. Didn't start up my server. So let me start up my dev server in the console here. Let's see, where am I at? Just going to use yarn start. I did see somebody left a comment in the video yesterday about like the latest version of npm is actually just as fast as yarn, and it has like the same a similar lock file. So wow, the error page looks way different for Create React App than it did for Next. That's crazy. But anyway, for this project at least, I'm gonna stick with Yarn since I'm already using it. But I'll have to look into that, and maybe in future projects I'll just use the newest version of npm. I just happened to look over quickly at the live chat, and I saw White Lightning's comment about his or her question, sorry, about why not use semicolons. Basically, I did use semicolons, and then on the last project, everyone watching the stream kind of convinced me not to use them, and we had like some auto formatting going on with we were using Prettier for that, and it automatically removed semicolons. So I just got used to it, and now that I got used to it, I don't want to go back. It's really nice to not have to type out that semicolon. It seems to me that if there's not really a difference between semicolons and not semicolons, then the easier route is better, and the easier route being just not add a semicolon. So, I mean, that works for me. I don't really care if anybody else uses semicolons. It doesn't bother me if they use semicolons, but at least for my projects, I think I'm going to not use semicolons anymore. So, where's that at? I just want to see. Alright, so tap event plugin. So this should be what we need. Let's go to our console. Where'd it go? Oh, I moved it to the side. Sorry. Yeah, this is it. Okay. Yarn add. Actually, let me make this bigger. I made this smaller earlier just to give me more space to work with. There we go. So we're going to add that tap event plugin. And hopefully everything works. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's try to restart. There we go. And okay, well, still nothing happens. We probably needed to install that anyway, so I'm not really worried about that, but I do want to see why. I think I was going down the wrong path here in terms of trying to find this out. So it looks like it wasn't the tap event plugin. I think this is the code that we use. Let's see what is going on. I need, I'm assuming that this is basically also, the same component here. So obviously it's working there. Yeah, this is a React site. Let's just see how they did it. I'm going to check the live chat here in a second too, because I'm sure that some of you are thinking, Jesse, what are you doing? Here's this simple answer. That often happens. You all are usually ahead of the game, or at least ahead of me. Alright, so let's see. What was that? What was the name of that? App bar? There we go. That's odd. This is not really an app bar component. Oh well, maybe maybe mine doesn't even have an app bar component. Oh yeah, so it looks like maybe it's a different version for that. I don't know. So there's a huge difference, I guess, between what's going on with the, between my site and this site. So I'm probably not going to be able to use that for an example. So let me check out the live chat here. let's see. I'll scroll up a bit just to see. Okay, so looks like you do not add an event for left button app bar, so if you click it, nothing happens. Okay, so I have to add. Okay, so I actually have to add the event. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thanks, Sebastian and Tor. I'm not sure. How would you pronounce that? It looks like it's Tore. So let me know how you want me to pronounce that. Okay, you must add props to the event. Okay, cool. Let's check out. I'm gonna move this. I guess I don't need to move this over right now. I don't need to see it. So let's check out what props. There we go. I feel a little bit silly now. If I would have just scrolled down and read all this, I would have known. Sometimes it's just more fun to just try it and see what happens. Especially if I'm doing a stream. Like, I don't want to spend the whole time reading. That would be boring. Alright, so callback function never attached. So, alright, cool. So I do need to add, let's add this drawer. There we go. Cool. How do I get out of the drawer? Okay. So let's put in a drawer and import all these. And alright, so I'm not gonna include the button. So actually, I probably don't need this button because I want to make my my icon the drawer. So I just need this drawer, and I guess I'll put this. Oops. Let's put this right below the app bar, and we'll leave it to state open for now just to see it, make sure it's working. And let's see. Alright, I'm not going to worry about this for now. I just want to see if it works. Oops. Cannot read property open. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Of course, I have to put state in. And let's leave it open. Okay, cool. Nice. And false. Alright, so now let's go back to our handle toggle state open. Yeah. Let's go back to our app bar and let's see. On left icon. Touch. We're going to add this. That's weird. For a second I kept clicking and it wasn't doing anything. It was odd. Alright, so we're going to want... for now, just something simple. So let's say I'll just copy what they have here, save some typing. Function, event, object. Oh, okay. Thanks, Patrick. Patrick just pasted in the live chat exactly what I need to do here. So, cool. Okay. Alright, let's see what we're doing. Oops. What's going on here? Unexpected token. I don't need this. Whoa, what is this? What did I do? Alright, whatever happened there, it didn't happen again, so I'm cool with that. Oops. Okay, not... okay, thanks. I forgot this. Yeah. Alright, cool. It's always the worst. Awesome. Okay. It seems like that's the hardest part when I do live streams, is you just forget syntax that you type all the time, but for some reason when it's live, your mind just blanks. So I really appreciate it when you all catch that and let me know what the syntax is. It saves me having to look it up, which I'm fine with doing, but it does keep the stream moving along faster when you all help me out like that. So I really do appreciate it. Okay. So we need the desired behavior is that if you click outside of this, it will close. So let's check on that. So I'll probably need to go back into the drawer component, and let's see. This has got to be in here. I mean, this is pretty basic functionality. So this is this class. Okay, I think I probably forgot to add something that was in here. No, I guess I didn't. Alright, this is the one I want. I want to say So I'm trying to figure out which part. Which part of this is actually making it? Is it the undocked part? Let's see what undocked is. Docked. Okay, so it just brings up the overlay, so that makes sense. That not. Alright, so I'm not seeing the overlay now. What did I do? Okay, I did not put this in there, which maybe that's what's messing things up. Nope. Alright, I'm going to look at the live chat. Oh, man. You guys saw it. Sebastian. I see Sebastian saw it for sure. I added these two props. I added on the wrong component. So I did have open. What am I thinking? Okay, so now this will make a lot more sense to me. Hopefully. Request change. Is this what I need? Yay, okay, it works, cool. Alright, my timer is up, so I'm going to take a short break to go to the live chat and check up on what I missed, answer some questions. I'm preparing myself mentally now to see all of you telling me what I was doing wrong, since I just made a series of silly mistakes. Alright, so let me scroll up a bit. Oh, I got 82 viewers now. That's nice. It's definitely over what we normally average. So probably a lot of new people in, I'm guessing. So welcome. Thanks for watching. And so I'm scrolling almost all the way back up to the top. Carl says, hey Jesse or anyone, after completing the JavaScript section on freeCodeCamp, is it safe to try and jump into React, or is there more to do? I'd say go ahead and jump into React. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying it out. If it seems like it's too difficult, then maybe go to something else and come back to it later on. But you don't have to be a JavaScript master to know React, and you'll get better at JavaScript as you do React, because you'll find yourself using parts of JavaScript that you maybe didn't use before. That was my experience. All right, we have people someone from the Ivory Coast, Ukraine. Oh man, Philip says, I'm feeling you there. My son got up at 5 a.m. this morning. Can't wait until he is a teen. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say can't wait till he's a teen. Usually people like, dread the teenage years, but yeah, I suppose teenagers will probably sleep in. So I guess that's something to look forward to. I'll finally get better sleep when my kids get bigger. All right, Steven asks, Steven says, I'd love to see a black screen with green font. Much easier for an old guy to watch. Uh, I could see if you all have a really cool theme you'd like to suggest to me, put it in the comments for this video, or you could message me on Twitter. But I'm using Atom as my code editor, so if you do have a theme for that you want to suggest, I'll try it out. If I like it, then maybe I'll do that for the streams. I don't think I've changed my theme for years. It's been the same theme, so it might be cool to change it up. All right, let's see. All right, looks like some of you are saying that I could use a bot to help moderate the chat. That would be cool. Hey, Philip votes for Patrick to be the moderator. Hi from down under. Oh, cool. So, Jack, does that mean you're from Australia? Because that's cool if you are from Australia, because I've never had anyone in the live chat say that they were from Australia. And that's the only continent other than, of course, Antarctica that I haven't had somebody say that they're from. So that's really awesome. Now I can honestly tell people that I've had people from all the habitated continents. Okay, Steven said the Udacity sale is actually more than 50% off. That's awesome. Also, since we're talking about sales, Nordstrom has sales going on right now if you need some clothes. So I needed a new pair of black dress shoes, so I I bought a pair on my lunch break. Also, anytime I talk about a product or anything, I don't officially endorse or get paid to talk about anything, so this is all my honest opinion. All right, Steven says, yeah, use prettier Atom package. Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that. You're just using the Atom package. Before, it was like a commit hook, to where every time I committed, it would change everything. And use standard JS as well for linting. But I hadn't even thought of just doing it in Atom. I kind of would like to have it as part of like the commit hook, so that if people want to do a pull request, everything is the same. But I guess until I eject, actually I'm not sure. Do I need? That's probably a good question. Let me check this out. Do I even need to eject create React app in order to set that up? I thought I did, but now that I'm thinking about it, I really don't think I will, because I don't really need to change anything with like Webpack. So I think I could just do it. So maybe I'll try, not right now, but at some point maybe I'll try to just bring over a lot of the stuff we used for the last project for linting and like formatting, and try to use it here. All right, so my 5-minute timer is up for the chat, so I'm gonna just kind of go through really quickly. and see if there's anything super important that I should address before I go on. Okay, so I see there are some questions. I'll try to come back to the questions a little bit later. Wow, 2:15 a.m. in China. Looks like Sierra from 2:15 a.m. in China. Wow, so thanks for staying up so late and watching. Talon Southway says, seeing this is awesome. I'm currently making my tribute page. Keep up the good work. That's cool. Send me a message on Twitter. I want to see the tribute page when you're done with it. That would be cool. So if you don't mind, I'd like to check that out. Ricardo from Brazil says, your live streams are great. Awesome. Thank you. Mine best of hardstyle from Portugal. I enjoy some hardstyle occasionally. Okay, cool. Let's get back to work. If by the way, if you ask a question in the chat and you're not able to stick around until I go through it later on, you can just send it to me on Twitter or put it in the comments for this video, and then I will get to it later on when I can. Because I realize sometimes the streams go really long, so it might be an hour or more before I get to your question. So it's not really reasonable to expect that everyone can stick it out through the entire stream. All right, so let's see, what were we doing? Oh, okay, we're setting this up. So we've got our sidebar here, which is awesome. And does anybody else do this when you make something that's interactive like this? You just click it a million times? I don't know. I've done that. I've had clients say that they do that too when they test the site. It's just like satisfying somehow. Alright, so that's not bad right now for the layout. Let's put in a footer, because that'll be a standard layout for every view, is going to have the nav, the sidebar, and a footer. So let's check out what we have to work with here with the footer. Do we have a footer? Okay. Maybe no, maybe we don't. Okay, so there's a potentially, maybe there's a footer. There's hope, because there's a footer for this site. Am I just missing it? What's stepper? I'm not used to this terminology. This is definitely different than materialize. Ah, okay. That's cool. Alright, don't really need it for anything right now, but it's good to know. Cool. Tab, text field, toolbar. Okay, so it looks like there's not, maybe I'm just not seeing it, but it looks like there's not really a component for a footer. I mean, the closest thing I'm seeing is bottom nav. So, I mean, the bottom nav would at least have the behavior that I want of being an element on the page that would always stay at the bottom. So maybe maybe I can try putting this in and then just editing it. Maybe I could start with this and then edit it to look more like I would want a footer to look like. I mean, really, I don't absolutely need a footer, but it would make it more consistent with all the other sites that I do for the university if I had a standard footer. Let's see. Alright, so let's put in the bottom nav. I don't really care about having these icons right now because I'm not going to use them. I just need... Actually, I'm not even sure if I want to give it a depth. I'm going to see, maybe this will work if I get rid of these icons. Let's see. Nope. Let's get rid of these. Let's put something in here. Oh, there we go. I didn't even see that. Alright, that's definitely not the behavior that I want. I must be missing something. Let me check the chat really quick and see. Rohan. Hey, Rohan, how's it going? You haven't really missed that much. We just got our side navigation drawer working. Basically, you missed me making silly mistakes for about a half an hour. So, it looks like we have in the live chat some people talking about what they're doing with freeCodeCamp. So we have a few people working on the tribute page and the portfolio page and everything. So that's really cool. I saw someone said the tribute page should be so Xana says the tribute page should be simple. Yeah, that's just to give some quick advice on that. With those early projects in freeCodeCamp, don't worry about trying to get them perfect right away. Just make sure that you complete the user stories and then move on. You'll learn a lot more, and you can always come back later and make them better how you want. And then the portfolio, I actually never completed the portfolio part because I always wanted a better portfolio, so I always thought, well, I'll wait and do some cool stuff and then I'll add it in, and I never went back and added it in, at least not yet. Okay. Alright, so I don't see anyone in the live chat talking about this, but I needed to maybe look at this documentation because at least in the Materialize framework, there was definitely a certain structure that you followed, and it made sure that, the footer stayed at the bottom even if you didn't have any content, things like that. So I'm thinking maybe I'm missing something, some wrapper component or something that I should be using here. So let me see if there's like something that talks about the layout, theme, styles, colors. I guess I'll start. I guess I'm going to check out one of the examples, and then I'm also going to look here. Oh, okay, I can change the theme. That's pretty cool. Okay, very cool. You can customize the colors and everything. That's actually awesome. I'll probably end up making a standard theme with the university colors then, and then I can just reuse that for future projects. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. So everything's in inline style. Okay. Alright, I'm definitely not going to use the built-in colors. I have to use the university colors. Okay. So didn't really find the. No, I didn't actually want Webpack. I wanted the example. I didn't actually find the info I wanted within this, so let's see. Just want to see how they're doing things. Okay, yeah, I'm not. Maybe I'm missing something. Y'all can fill me in. I'm not seeing anything like really special going on there. Okay. I see Christian said in the live chat, a footer is not part of the material design guidelines. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Sebastian, I see your comment there. It says there is no footer in Material UI, but the materialized CSS one is just a grid. Yeah, I'm not necessarily worried about creating my own footer component. What I was hoping would be kind of already made is making sure that it stays at the bottom. So I just didn't want to have to like do that CSS on my own if I didn't have to, but it looks like I will have to, which is not really a big deal. So what I'll have to do is just make, I guess I make a footer component. I don't know. At this point, maybe I should just move on to something else, because I don't absolutely need a footer component. I just like to have it. But if I were categorizing like what's essential to this project, the footer is definitely way down on the list, and it's not essential at all. So maybe we'll just skip over that, and then that'll give me some time to check out how I'm doing that on my other sites that use Materialize, and I'll probably just take the markup Materialize uses and convert that to a component, and I'll put all the styles, right inside the component. That's actually not a bad idea. Anytime something I'm used to using in Materialize is not here, I'll just convert that into a component, and eventually I'll end up with kind of a hybrid set of components that can be used for future projects. Alright, so now, since I'm not going to worry about a footer, I'm going to remove, let's see, the bottom nav, and I'm going to remove it from here as well. And so now we have this, we can start to kind of populate how we want this to look. Let's change some of the colors right away, just to get that out of the way. So since I was looking at this, themes, let's see, I think this was where I was seeing it at. Alright, yeah, so definitely want to override, because I'm not going to use any of these colors. This might be a little bit more complicated than I thought. I had assumed that there would be an easier way. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm overthinking this. So probably what I could do then is here, instead of putting having this variable for the color, I can just change the color. I just basically put a hex color if I wanted to, or I could import colors, which maybe more properly. Can you all hear that in the background? Yeah, so my boss came back from his honeymoon, and he has like a Minion toy. So if you remember, what was the movie? I can't remember what the movie is now. You know what I'm talking about. There's a movie with Steve Carell did the voice for it. Despicable Me, that's it. So the movie Despicable Me had Minions in it, and there's like several of the movies, and then they did a separate movie for the Minions. He has this little toy that's a Minion that like dances and sings. So he just got back yesterday, and he's like, I keep hearing this. He keeps playing it. So anyway, it looks like I only have a few seconds left on the live stream for Instagram, so you can check out the recording if you want. I don't even think anybody's watching right now. So Yeah, but if you hear that noise in the background, that's what it is. It's that toy. So he, even before I got the job here, he was, I don't know how it started, but he had minion decorations and stuff, and occasionally would call his workers his minions. So all for fun though. Okay. I guess I could do this. If I go in and edit this colors.js file, I'm thinking, do I really want to edit it, or should I just make another file? I only hesitate to edit things directly because what if I want to update later on? You know, they come out with a new version. If I want to just try to pull that in and update it, what I'm, I guess, looking for is a way to do like a sub theme that would remain and still work even if I updated the main theme. If anybody knows how I could do that, please let me know. If I can, it's not a big deal. Let's see. I guess I could just look it up. Custom theme. Hey, there we go. Stack Overflow has how to apply a custom theme in Material UI. Alright, so this person on Stack Overflow wrote a custom theme in a separate file. Okay. Alright, so it seems like I could do it in a separate file and that would work. Okay. I guess we can try that. Any other thoughts of a better way to do this? I mean, this seems like a similar issue to what we're doing right now. Okay. Let's make a separate file for now. I'm just going to pull in let's just pull in what this other guy did on Stack Overflow to give us something to go by. I probably won't need to do, right now I'm only worried really about the colors, so I won't need all of it. I could take probably most of it out. Where's my... Actually, I should commit this first, huh? So if you're not familiar with Git or using the command line, what I just did was I checked which files I had changed, and then I committed those files. I added a message. So I actually committed and added at the same time. That's what that AM flag is. I added a little commit message, and then I pushed those changes up to the repository on GitHub. Alright, now what I want to do is make a new component. Let's say, actually, let's call it that, and let's pop in, whoops, there we go. So let's pull this stuff in. I don't need the colors. I don't think I'll need the color manipulator. I'll leave it in for now. I'm not worried about, let's see, C index. I'm not going to change any of this right now. So really, I'm just worried about the palette. Okay, so let's just try to change the primary color for now. Let me pull in. Let me show you guys the style guide. This actually, I had been telling people that I hadn't built anything in React until like spring of this year, but I'm pretty sure that I actually built this in December, and this is my first React project. So this is in React, and I think I did use, this might be next. I'm trying to think. I think I originally tried to do this with Create React App, and then I wanted to try out Next, so this might be the version they use next. I can't remember exactly. So anyway, it was not exactly true. Well, it's true to say like the first React project that actually went live, for a client, I did in the spring, but this one was in December of 2016, and it's not officially live yet. So it never. It was supposed to be reviewed by some people higher up, and that never really happened. So it's already a bit outdated. I've changed some of this, but the part that I want is just these colors. So so this is all done with Materialize framework, but basically you can see what I was trying to do was kind of build out a custom version of the Materialize theme with all the colors that we use at the university. So for now, I really I need this dark green, and just got a message from my boss, so let me type this on my other screen back to him. So I just want to try this out and see if it works. So we'll just change the primary color. Just need to put that like that. So let's save that, and then let's see how they applied it. So obviously this didn't work for them. Pretty sure you need to have static child context types and everything. so sorry, I'm just trying to read over this and trying to make sense of what was done. Actually, yeah, I want to see the full code. So let me open this new thing. So let me see. Theme. Pretty sure they called it theme.js, right? Alright, not really sure. Maybe it's been changed too much. Alright, let me check how much time. Okay, I thought I heard it beep. Alright, so time for a little break to go to the live chat. Let's see, doing a custom theme, this may be too much to try to fit in the rest of the stream. We'll see, we'll do as much as we can. Alright, I'm going to scroll up a bit and try to catch up then with the live chat. Alright, so a lot going on in the live chat, but I'm not coming upon a lot of questions yet, so I'm going to keep scrolling and looking. Vladimir asks, can you suggest some learning path from HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js? I would recommend try the freeCodeCamp challenges and work through that. That's a decent foundation to kind of work your way up. There's a lot of other good resources as well. So I think I did a video on my own channel about how I became a front-end developer, and I think I mentioned some of the resources I use there, so you can check that out. The link's in the description, and I'd like at some point to do a more detailed video on that, all the resources, but I think freeCodeCamp will definitely steer you in the right direction. Oh man, so John Hansen says, starting a new project, just installed Webpack. I'll see where I'll go from there. React looks so tempting, though I still want to use Pug and Sass. Jumping into ES6 as well with Babel. That's a lot of change all at once. So yeah, you can still use Sass with React. I know there are ways to do it. I haven't done it. But Pug, I don't know. Does anybody use Pug with React? Like, would that even make sense? I definitely see why it would be hard to switch if you're used to that. Yeah, I agree. Patrick says React is not, or ES6 is not hard to pick up. Webpack is a pain, though. I agree. Webpack was, at least for me, it's difficult. I think Webpack is great, but it's just difficult. You know, if you're not used to it, it's really like a steep learning curve. Dixie says, nervous about making my tribute page. Any tips on how to not look at the source code and trusting my knowledge? Yeah, I mean, I guess you just got to resist that temptation to look at the source code. And I would say the tribute page is a really, really basic type of thing. So, work through it. Don't get really nervous thinking it has to be perfect or everything. Just worry about meeting those user stories, those requirements, just the basics. And then once you met those, like, hey, like, you've completed the project. And then anything else you do on top of that is great, but at least you've got to that point where it's complete. And I had a similar thing happen earlier. So on my lunch break, I was doing some work on my React course. And the first project, I had gotten to the point where I had fulfilled all the requirements, but I didn't really do a lot of customizations. And I thought about it, and I really wanted to do customizations, but I thought, you know what, I've fulfilled it. Like, I need to just turn this in and move on and learn more instead of worrying about trying to make it, really, really good and perfect. So that's what I did. So I just turned it in, and it would be really cool if I had made it unique, but I only have so much time, and it was better, to move on and continue learning than to wait and get backed up and maybe never get to some of the later stuff in the course. All right, let me scroll through a bit more. Andy M says, how did you start learning React? Hey, Andy. Andy also has a YouTube channel where he does live streams, so you can check that out. How did I start? I think I started with just reading over the React documentation, trying to get a hold of that, and then I did the course from Code Academy and watched a bunch of YouTube videos. That was like my very beginning. And Create React App then came out after. So I think I had started trying to learn it before that came out. When that came out, it was cool and it was really helpful. And then when Next.js started to get... So when Next.js first started out, it wasn't... A lot of the features they have now, they didn't have. So it was okay, but not nearly as good as it is now. So as they added features, then it started getting really fun to work with Next. Okay. Galaxy Tab asks, when building React projects using Mac, what software do I use? Yeah, you just need a code editor. I mean, really, you need Node. Okay, it looks like Patrick answered, says, whatever editor you want. You also need Node and NPM. So that's cool. Galaxy says, you don't need Xcode or Visual Studio. Yeah, you don't need any of that. All right. I'm almost at the bottom of the live chat. That's why I'm kind of going over time a little bit, because it's just so tempting to get to the bottom. John says, John Samuda. We have several Johns that are in here, so I have to start using the full name. But John Samuda says, Jesse, you rock. More commits. All subs/viewers should submit pull requests and help him out that he can review offline. Oh, well, thanks for saying that. That's cool. Yeah, I totally don't expect you all to, help out. So I'll do this no matter what, as long as I think it's helpful to you. But yeah, if you have the time and you want to work on it and submit some pull requests, that's awesome. Of course, I can't guarantee that every pull request is going to make it in. Sometimes there are really good things that don't make it in just because I don't have time. I have to move on. So it's not even necessarily because I didn't like what you had done. I might really like it and just don't have time to pull it in. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you saying that. Okay. All right, so I'm pretty much to the bottom of the chat right now. I'll come back to it in a bit. All right. So let's go. This will probably be my last. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, this will be my last Pomodoro session before we do questions. And so I want to try to be done around 4. Today is, I think I mentioned this yesterday. Maybe I didn't. All right, I don't think I mentioned it. So today is my wife's birthday and my son's birthday. So they share a birthday. So I want to get home at a decent time so that I can celebrate their birthday. And then tomorrow is my other son's birthday. So we've got a birthday weekend happening here. All right, so what were we working on? We're trying to apply this theme, right? Yes. All right, so I'm going to move this over to my other screen for a second, and I'm going to come back here and look at, I want to look at the actual documentation and compare it to what the this person was doing on Stack Overflow. So this was asked by knows not much on Stack Overflow. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't see that before. It says never directly mutate the theme. Okay, cool. This looks like I can do just some basic manipulation of the theme just to try it out. At first, like this. Okay, that works. I don't know why, but when I read this before, it didn't make sense to me. But then after looking at it again, now it makes sense. I guess that's how it is. It happens frequently. Maybe my brain just needed to work on that subconsciously while I was doing other things to get it. So I'll probably end up putting some stuff in a separate file at first. So I'm not going to delete this or anything. I'll just leave it for now. But I think really what I need to do is where I have this this theme provider, I can add in let's copy and paste this. Right. And let me take that color. Where did I have that? That primary color. I forget what that was. Let's take the whole thing. Primary color. Okay. Now let's see what that does. Oops. Is not defined. No undefined. Alright, what am I doing wrong? This is not fun. Maybe did I not? I didn't put this in. Cool, check it out. Alright, so our primary color, which I suspected the primary color changed the title bar because that made sense. So it did. Cool. And I think it shrunk. Did our title bar get smaller? Or it's called like app bar. So Material UI calls this the app bar. Cool. All right. So now potentially, if I want to, I could use a separate file if I end up customizing a lot. Or if I don't, I could just leave this in here if I'm only going to customize a few things. Cool. It's nice when things work. Oh, cool. I see a lot of you are saying happy birthday for my wife and both of my sons' birthdays. So thanks. I'll let them know that you all said happy birthday. Sometimes, like my kids, I'll say like, occasionally if you all tell me to like tell my family or my kids something, I'll say like everybody on YouTube said this, and they kind of look at me like with this weird look like. Oh no, I'm sorry, I just got distracted. So I did the video on Instagram, and I waited way too long to hit the share button, and so now I couldn't share it. So that's too bad. I'll have to remember next time. Oh, it looks like my wife posted a video on Instagram of my son Ambrose blowing out candles on a cupcake. So that's cool. Now I wish I was home. All right. So let's so basically we have the color. We can change our theme. What's our secondary color gonna be? Probably the gold. Is it gonna be the gold, or do we go with the? Actually, I might go with where's it at? The style guide. I might go with this yellow. Let's see how this primary color 2. Okay. Now, okay, I think I want the yellow to be the accent color. Primary color 2 maybe will be gold. It probably won't really make any sense to change these yet because I don't have any elements on the page where I could see what it would do. So I'm not gonna do anything more with this until we build this out a little bit more. Actually, what we'll probably do is we might not even have this title or this app bar be green. I know it's like not exactly in line with the material design specs, but I've been doing this a little bit differently lately where I have a white app bar with a thin gold border underneath, and then we have a logo that uses the green and the gold colors that shows up nicely on the white. So I might end up going with that too because my boss really likes that. It looks nice. It looks pretty nice. It's clean. So that might change, but for now, at least, if we figured out how to change the theme colors. So what we need now is to figure out our basic layout. Let me see how much time I have left. Okay, 15 minutes. All right, so we need to figure out kind of like the basic layout that we're going to use. And in case you either didn't see or don't remember, I'll bring over what we're going from. And where did I put that? I don't know where I put that, so I'll just type it in again. All right, so here's what it currently looks like. And I'm not going to try to mimic this exactly. But basically what I need is for users to be able to get to any section of this site immediately when the page loads. So I don't want a long scrolling page. So that's pretty much the only requirement for the first screen that users see. So I mean, this works. I could try to just mimic this. What do y'all think? Let me know. Let me know what you think about maybe keeping this or something similar. Okay, so Patrick says +1 for the current layout. Yeah, my initial thought yesterday was to like change it, but now that I look at it, it's not. I mean, it works. It's I don't really know what I would do that would be better to direct users to the different parts of the site. Okay, cool. Looks like I got some more votes. Rangshu, Nandi. Sorry if I messed up that pronunciation for your name. It says make something out of the box. I would love to make something out of the box, but I do have to keep the users in mind. And in this case, my users. It's probably good to go over who the users are for this with you all because I don't think I've done this yet. My users are, this is going to be an internal site for university employees, and that includes a lot of people who are older, professors who don't really use technology very much at all. So, I mean, we're talking about like people, like they don't have smartphones, they want everything printed out. So I have to keep that user base in mind. So, I mean, the majority of people are like somewhat okay with using computers, but there's definitely a group on campus that it needs to be very, very straightforward. So with that in mind, then we'll go forward with this. So it seems like let's just try to keep this layout. So basically, we just need columns. We need 3-column layout, 2 rows. I don't even remember how this looks. Okay, so then it just goes. Yeah, so we just need to set up 2 breakpoints. And I have no idea how the breakpoints in the grid system works in Material UI, so let's check that out. Where is it at? Okay. Grid. Okay, cool. So I guess this is similar to what I'll need. So this is a grid list. I'm wondering, is there a layout, something more that I'm missing here? So it wouldn't necessarily be a component. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think the grid list is what I'm really looking for. I'm wondering now, does Material UI then, does it not come with a like a system of columns? Actually, if it is the case that it doesn't come with a system of columns, I'm wondering if I can just pull out the whole like column system from Materialize and use it here.
All right, take care. We'll see you Monday.
Okay, Christian said I might have to use the newer version. Umberto says, yeah, the newer version. Oh, so we're back to this. So yesterday, I originally had this version installed, and then I switched and installed the new version, and then I was advised to not use the new version since it wasn't really ready yet, and so I switched back to the old version. I don't think I'm going to switch over, but I just want to see it. I want to see what it's like here. Yeah, this actually is exactly what I want. I don't know. I don't know, everyone. I really kind of want to switch now. um, wow. Yeah. All right. um, now, now everybody's saying switch. Maxime, I don't think I can't use get revert of revert anyway. I changed too many things, I think. Yeah, I might switch back. Let me check really quick because I know you all told me yesterday that there were some components that I couldn't use because they weren't ready with this one. Man, I just like, how close is this to being done? Like, are we talking like a year until it's released, or I really I want to know. I don't know. I didn't see anything talking about a timeline. All right, let's see what components. So we are all right. We have the app bar, right? That's standard. Let's see what I need the app bar for sure. I don't care about the bottom nav right now. I'll need cards, which that should all right. That's standard. Um, I need form elements. Let's see what the form that might be the deal breaker. So we have text fields. Where's my okay, cool. I like using the ones where the label pops out. Alright, awesome. So we got text fields. We need select. What did they call? They didn't call them select. They were drop downs, right? Do we not have drop downs? Okay. Here's some checkboxes. Looks good. Actually, I don't really like that as much as the way Materialize does it. I might have to modify that component because I really like the way Materialize does it. Cool. Alright, I do like that. Switches. Oh, okay, so menus. So basically, text field select menus coming soon. Alright, so they don't have that. This should work though for what I needed to do. Just like a regular menu. As long as I can just get the value of whatever is clicked on, which shouldn't be a problem then. Alright, cool. I think that this version actually does have everything that I need. So maybe we'll go with it. Alright. I know it looks like some of the people that were really against me using the latest version of this are not here right now, so so they're not here to tell me not to do it. Oh, Maxime, I know I know it was a joke about the revert. It was just Uh, I was just reading it out. Okay, John Samuda says, you know you'll be upgrading later. Might as well do it now. Christian says, feels pretty stable. Finished to me. Schmack says, I always wondered how long it takes to make a legit web app by yourself. I suppose it takes a long time if you keep switching your framework back and forth every day. Okay, John Samuda says I could fork it. Kibian says, look at the roadmap. Oh, okay, cool. Am I missing the roadmap then? Where is that at? Vision, would it be here? Oh, this has support for some CSS and JS. That's cool. I like that better than having to do all inline stuff. So that's another plus. Okay, Kebian has linked. Okay, so there's some issues. Let's check out the GitHub issues. Oh, okay, cool. This is super helpful. Thank you. Thank you for this link. Also, my timer went off, so the rest of this is until I'd like to end around 4 o'clock. So I'll try to get as many questions answered as I can. And if I don't get to your question, just send it to me on Twitter or put it in the comments below. If you were just here for the code, thank you so much for watching and for helping me out. And I'll be back next week. All right, so let me look just quickly at this. This is as of. All right, so this was edited 6 months ago, so I assume it's better now. So it looks like maybe this list is not. Maybe it's not up to date. Is there a new section now in the docs? Let's see. Alright, let's check the docs then. It said they added it, but I don't remember seeing that. Oh yeah, there it is. I can't believe I missed that. Cool. To say they don't support multi-line text fields? It can't be that hard to apply the same styles to a multi-line text field as you can to a single line. So, assuming this list is up to date, this is probably one that might be able to do a pull request for and get that updated. Okay, let me go to the live chat now. I'm going to scroll up a bit and try to answer as many questions as I can. Right now, I'm thinking that I'm going to switch, and if they don't have something that we need, we will add it and potentially submit a pull request and contribute to this project. So, like I mentioned yesterday, I've actually been wanting to either do something like this on my own or contribute to one. So, I think I found a decent one to contribute to. Okay. Srnty, so SSSRNTY asks, is React hard? I don't know. I think something being hard or not is really a relative question. So React doesn't seem that hard to me now, but when I first started, it did seem really hard. So, I mean, just like anything, you know, practice at it and keep at it, and you'll be... I mean, a year ago, I was just hearing about React, you know, and now I'm able to actually build things with React at work. So, you know, in less than a year, you can get to a point where you could be getting paid to make React stuff. Let's see. Christian asks, you mentioned earlier the discount at Udacity. Would you recommend it to learn React? Where would you place it in relation to freeCodeCamp? Okay, that's actually a really good question. So for me, this is how I've used freeCodeCamp and Udacity. So this is going to be pretty specific to me, but there might be some other people in similar position that I am. So freeCodeCamp is really easy to just go in and do really quick things, especially like in the browser. Just go in and do the exercises and spend like a few minutes a day just doing something, just to keep things fresh in your mind. So for me, I used it like that, to where I would come in, like before I started work, I would do one challenge from freeCodeCamp. Now there are like projects that you can't just do in a couple minutes, but a lot of the challenges you could finish in a few minutes. So that's how I would use it, and just do just a little bit every day. For Udacity, it's set up as these large courses. A lot of them are free, which is really cool, but I was less able to just do things. So some of the courses do have in-browser exercises, but a lot of them require you to set up your development environment. So those were more like if I had an hour to work on something, then I could do that. And those were also sometimes really specific to something that I wanted to learn. So they're broken up into these courses. So if I really wanted to focus on one thing, I could do that and be done with that course. FreeCodeCamp is more like just a linear progression all the way through. It's a little bit harder to just pick and choose things because it builds. So I used them both at the same time, and it was simply a matter of I tried to do a little bit from FreeCodeCamp every day, and if I had a few minutes, it was FreeCodeCamp. If I had like some specific topic that I really wanted to go like in more depth with, I would use Udacity, and I would have to set aside more time to do it. The majority of what I've done from Udacity has been all their free stuff. This React course that I'm taking now is the first time I've actually paid for, they call them nano degrees. from Udacity. So far I've been happy with it, but there's more than enough free content on Udacity that you could learn a lot without paying for anything. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully answer your question. Okay, John Samuda said, just made it over from another live coding session at Treehouse. Cool, I didn't realize Treehouse had live coding. I'll have to check that out. Is the Treehouse live coding, is it free or is it something that you have to pay for? Because I know some of their stuff is paid and they do offer some free things. John also said, thank you for the live work. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. Adventurous Programmer said, I used Stephen Gritter's Webpack course on Udemy for $10 to learn Webpack 2. Made it easy. That's really good to know. Thanks for sharing that. So if anybody's trying to learn Webpack, check out Udemy, Stephen Gritter's Webpack course. So yeah, again, thanks for that. Okay, Rudrangshu Nandi says he provided a link to where you could use Pug with React. So there's a Babel plugin to use Pug with React. So if you check out the Pug repo on GitHub, it looks like it's in there. So thanks for sharing that. Batter Khan says, I'm just a beginner, but my friend said JavaScript is very complex and hard to learn. Is this true? I don't know if it's. I don't really think JavaScript is that complex and hard to learn. But you know, I've been using JavaScript for years, so it's. I guess it's hard to remember what it was like at the beginning learning. So I would say, like, if you're thinking about learning it, go for it. You know, you're not really risking anything by trying it, and you'll find out soon whether or not you think it's too complicated. But I mean, I don't think, like, a lot of people learn it. Average people of average intelligence learn it. So I don't think it's that difficult. John Hansen says, it's odd to see you code React here, as Pug offers much of the same sort of thing as component building, though just the HTML it uses JavaScript. Feels very logical to me, though, React. Yeah, definitely. React does remind me a bit of different, like, templating, different ways to do templating. So yeah, it shouldn't be that much of a jump to move to React from something else like Pug, or I guess even you think of like Handlebars or something like that. Hey Jordan, how's it going? Jordan said hi. Okay, so Patrick said earlier, let me put this up on the screen. Patrick really dislikes that I was doing this in index.js and thought I should be doing it in app.js. So okay, so that's cool. I mean, that will not be a problem to move that over. So, I mean, I'm not going to do it right now, but basically, to let you know what I would do, it'd be as simple as um, removing kind of this out of here and then wrapping app in this. So it would have the same effect. I'm assuming. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. Kebian asked, does register service worker come with create React app? Yes, it did. I didn't add that in. That came by default. Xana said, I don't quite get it. What is supposed to be that white space under there? So, yeah, I assume you were talking about this, all this white space. Yeah, that was probably just, I had the idea that I wanted this overlap up here, so yeah, it's always going to have this white space. Probably what I'll end up doing is vertically centering this if I redo it, because I'm not going to have this giant header, so everything would be vertically centered. So there would still be a lot of white space, but it would be at least evenly distributed. Okay, cool. And I just read Rohan, your comment about moving the grid towards the bottom, and so yeah, that's exactly what I intend to do. Xana says, I suggest you make an accessibility audit. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I'm actually really conscious of helping people who are blind or have vision impairments being able to go through the site. So we do have one professor who's blind, and so I want to make sure that she can, in all the sites that I do, I really do want to make sure that she can, see it, be able to use a screen reader for everything. So when I initially made this, I'm not sure that I kept that in mind as much as I should, but I definitely want to this time. So I'm gonna have to look up some more with it as well, because I'm sure there's some stuff that I could be doing that I'm not. Also, I have an uncle that's blind, so I'm always like, when I'm doing sites, I'm always thinking like, would he even be able to use this site? So thanks for bringing that up, Xana. I definitely, it's definitely something I want to keep in mind as I'm building it. I'm just reading all the messages that you all had about me switching to the newer version of Material UI. So it seems like the messages now are just excited for going for it as they were yesterday about not going for it. I mean, to be fair, there are different people in here today, a lot of different people than there were yesterday. So so it's not like everybody's changing their mind. I'm changing my mind, but not. I don't know that you all are changing. Mastermind says, hello, sir. What's HTML, Java, JavaScript, and CSS? All right, that's like a really big question. Let me try to give a very succinct answer. So I'm not going to talk about Java. Java is a programming language, a computer programming language that I'm not very familiar with. So I'm going to leave that out now. But things like Android apps are built with Java. But as far as HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, those are the languages that websites are built from. So the HTML gives the structure to the page. The JavaScript helps with interactivity, so things moving around on the page, data being sent to different places. And then the CSS is the style of the page, the colors, the fonts, things like that. So I guess as an analogy, if you were building a house, the HTML would be the frame of the house, the CSS would be all the decorations, and then the JavaScript would be like all the electricity running through the house and the plumbing that makes the water flow and the lights turn on and things like that. So not really a perfect analogy, but I think it works well enough. Oh, cool. Christian says, I had mentioned earlier, based on the documentation I was looking at, that they didn't support multi-line text fields. But Christian says they do support it, and Christian is using those multi-line text fields. So good to know. So evidently that documentation is not updated, so I'll just have to see for myself and what's available and what's not, and not rely on that documentation. Okay, Patrick says has pasted in some content from the Material UI roadmap. Oh, okay, there's the roadmap.md. I'll have to check out that file later. But it says, first, both versions can be used at the same time. People can progressively migrate one component at a time. That's really cool. Okay, that's something I'll have to think about. Maybe I don't have to completely switch. Maybe I can just pull in some of the components that I need. So that's really cool. That must mean that they're actually really compatible if you can just pull in a component when you need it. That's good to know. Christian asks, what will the backend be for your application? I guess in terms of like the backend, it's just going to be, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking, so I'll just give you a basic idea of like the whole stack. So I mean, I'm going to run it obviously with Node and Express, and then the data. I'm not really dealing with a lot of data, so I'm going to send data to a project management system called Rike, and then I'm going to email it out as well. I haven't decided yet if I'm actually going to try to save data in a database. It might be cool to do that. So it may, depending on how long this takes, I may have time to try to do something like that. But I'm not super familiar with how to set up databases. So anyway, it's not going to be really complex, a complex site. Okay, cool. Patrick says, I was always on team go for it. Awesome. This is, I think, the last comment. So this will be the last question that I answer for today. And it's from Pearcake. So Pearcake says, hi Jesse, can you give an advice where I can find good app specs that I can read and implement in a fairly big React app? I'm not very good at imagining apps for practice. I don't know. So I'm guessing, let me know if I'm wrong on this, but basically, like, you're asking for ideas for large apps that you can make. I don't know what the websites are. It's been so long since I've been on them, but I know there are some sites that just give a ton of ideas for apps. So people just, offer their ideas, and you can work on them. So try to look up something like that. I'm sorry, I can't remember at all what the name of these even one of those sites were, and I'm pretty sure there's several different ones. So I would check out something like that. Otherwise, like, you could try asking colleagues or friends, family for their ideas about things. So I'm in a somewhat similar situation in that I don't exactly have a lot of ideas on my own. It's hard to come up with them. All right. Okay, cool. Christian said ideaswatch.com/startup ideas/app. So cool. Thank you, Christian. All right. So Patrick says go celebrate with your family. So and he says thanks for the stream. You're welcome. And I'm definitely going to do that right now. So thank you all so much for watching and for all of your help today. And didn't get a lot done in terms of what's on the screen, but I think I have a much better understanding of Material UI. So I think it was a good day for learning. So yeah, so see y'all on Monday, and have a great weekend.